We're back. We had Tyreek win in our first segment. Now we've got Kay Webster. I call her Kay, but it's Keyuna Faye Webster.
Keyuna Faye Webster, empowerment for the powerless.
Because when I heard you say Faye, I mean, like what did you say when we first came in?
Kay.
I was like, I didn't get that on my
okay.
on my preparation thing. I didn't get that at all, man. Okay, but then Kay, you like Kay or Keyuna? Which one?
Well, Kay, my friends can call me Kay.
Okay, well, I call you Keyuna.
They know not to send me a flyer or anything that says Kay Webster.
Right.
It has to say Keyuna Faye Webster.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Empowerment for the powerless next time.
Yeah.
I'll let you slide this time.
Okay.
Empowerment for the powerless. We got Keyuna Webster joining us on the podcast today because October, besides being Breast Cancer Awareness Month, is also Domestic Violence Awareness Month. And that's really a huge topic that I think people gloss over because I don't think people really know how to handle the topic. It's a lot involved. You know what I mean?
It's the elephant in the room. Nobody wants to
It's
talk
a shame
about.
factor.
It is.
I just heard an interview with Tyra Banks yesterday, and she said she used to be very hard on women who stayed in abusive relationships until she experienced it herself.
Correct.
And saw how
She said
hard
that?
it was to get out of it. And I said,
The trauma bond.
yes.
There's
Exactly,
a
right?
trauma bond, just like there's a bond. You have people that you have a bond with.
And I think life brings about experience like that. I remember I used to be really hard on women who just stayed in crazy-ass relationships, period, until I was in a relationship. Well, I knew it was time to end, but you just stayed there because you're comfortable. Then once it ended and the bills started coming in, like I was paying everything myself, I was like, this is why women stay. I told my grandma, I said, you'd be glad I ain't got a baby. Because the nigga would be right up in there and we'd be fine working it out. But I think once you go through stuff in life, then you're like, okay, I see now from the other, or you see it from the other side instead of being like, you should just leave. Right. There are levels to that leaving, especially when children are involved. And so when Tyra said that, it reminded me of my own revelation about getting out of a relationship. It wasn't abusive or anything. It was just time to go. It was boring. I was like, please cheat because I'm cheating.
It was boring.
I'm cheating. You cheating. This
Really?
it's time to go.
This is where it go, man.
Time to go.
You learning a lot today. This is gonna be some stuff they don't teach you in class. Mom, he gonna be all right.
So we've got Keyuna Faye Webster here, and you're a respected business leader in the community. You've been on the domestic violence soapbox, so to speak, because of your own experience. Correct. Because you've lived through it. You from Mississippi.
Flora, Mississippi.
You know David
Shout
Banner?
out to Flora.
You know David Banner?
One day, let me tell you, in my banking days, David Banner walked into the bank, and I was
chocolate.
Like, ain't that David Banner?
You've never asked me, do I know David Banner?
Because
that's what I'm gonna do for you. I'm gonna give you David Banner's number.
Oh, you don't have to, boo.
Okay, but you never asked.
What's happening?
I think she got the number a couple of weeks ago.
Did you know him? Because of the Mississippi. He's from Mississippi.
He's from Raymond.
If you knew David Banner, you would know that.
I know David Banner is from Mississippi Tariq, because I'm from Mississippi.
Are you from Mississippi?
Yeah, he's from Mississippi.
Thank you.
Are you from Mississippi or are you from?
I was born in Mississippi, and we still own a lot.
No.
Yeah, there you go. I'm from Mississippi.
Okay.
So shout out to
Mississippi. He was like, Mississippi.
There you go.
So you are empowerment for the powerless. You live it, you talk it, you breathe it because of your own experience.
Correct.
So tell me how you got into being a domestic violence advocator. Is that right? Is that what you want to call it?
Well, I'm a 2-time survivor of domestic violence.
Okay.
I got into advocating because at the time I was a 1-time survivor.
Mm-hmm.
I was in a very physically and emotionally abusive marriage.
Okay.
And through that, I decided, I was like, it's time for me to tell my story. I knew I needed to do something. I just started pondering and asking God, what is my purpose? What is it that you want me to do? As a child, the 8 years that I did live with my mom, I watched my mother go through domestic violence. Witnessed my auntie jump from a second-story building, running from her abuser. Her abuser kicked in my grandmother's door. So domestic violence been, around me.
Yeah. Do you when you said that reminded me of the whole Chris Brown situation. I remember Chris Brown saying that his mom was abused and he was so scared of the guy he would pee in the bed because he didn't want to move. And so then when the situation happened with Rihanna, I was wondering, do you think, since you see it sometimes growing up as a child, you think that it's okay? Because definitely not everybody does that.
It makes you or breaks you as a child.
Right.
Unpack that a little bit when you said it makes you or breaks you.
For a man, I feel just like if this young man was to have grown up in the house, watching his mother being abused, it's either going to make him become an abuser or make him never want to be that man. I saw a while back, it's probably been a few years back, it was a Waffle House fight where this white guy jumped on this dude for, and he was like, I watched my mama get, and so he was that guy, he wasn't standing for it.
But you know what, since we have Tariq sitting here right next to us and he's 19 years old, domestic violence on college campuses is running rampant. It runs rampant.
It's prevalent. The prevalent age is 18 to 24.
Because you see when they come here, when girls are walking away, boys are walking away, and we think it's kind of cute to. Well, it's not cute at all to pull on people. Now, when you say you were being abused,
how they pulling?
Come here. It's all starts. It just doesn't start. Let me say, I'm 52 years old. I've never in my life hit a woman. It just doesn't start, I'm sure, with somebody hitting you one day. Someone kind of starts with the language, the kind of pulling, the pushing, and the next time that starts with fists being balled up.
Well, here's the thing.
Okay.
At the time I was in this physically abusive relationship, I knew nothing about what's called a narcissist. I was completely uneducated, and I was definitely with a narcissist.
Now, you've mentioned it before. So is that your so-called specialty, is the narcissistic abuser? Or do you think all abusers are narcissistic?
Yes, all abusers are. The ones that physically abuse you are malignant.
Okay.
For an audience. For our audience, you want to kind of tell them what that means just a little bit.
A malignant narcissist. I mean, anything that's malicious, you don't want to deal with it. That's bad. It's rotten to the core. And I mean, they go from smear campaigns to gaslighting you and gaslighting you, making you think you're crazy. You see that it's a little cloudy outside. No, the sun's shining out there. And, just messing with you, and it's purposeful. That's what narcissistic abuse is. That's why it's the epitome of domestic violence.
So, but I want to understand though, because so I guess you said that. So you think that every abuser is a narcissist?
I do feel that way.
Okay.
I know that for me, looking back, because it took the second, where it was just no physical abuse, just, the narcissistic
mental
abuse. Yes. For me to realize what I had been dealing with once I started to educate myself.
Okay.
So then I realized what I was dealing with the whole time. The mind games and just mind fuckery. Crazy making. I mean, they basically...
You don't know if you're coming or going.
Yeah, their soul, they rape your soul. That narcissistic abuse is the epitome of domestic violence, of slowly purposeful, dehumanizing soul rape.
Do you think they are raised in that way, or is it something...
They're broken.
Genetic?
They're broken.
What you're saying, hurt people?
Basically.
Okay.
But this is something they do on purpose. Triangulation. Triangulating you with another woman, it's crazy. And it's supposed to make you jealous or insecure until you run across somebody like me. I'm not jealous of another woman. I'm not insecure. I mean, if we talking about looks and appearances and stuff, I'm not insecure to that. You know what I mean? So I take it as a form of disrespect. Now, when you disrespect me, that's something different. When you continue to blatantly disrespect me and I keep asking you, please stop taking my kindness for weakness.
Now, let me ask you this, because a lot of people say this when it comes to abuse, especially both mental and physical. Who's at fault for that? Because that's a real question that people have.
Who's at fault for the abuse? The person who's abusing.
Who's abusing. Okay.
Hands down. You it's not your fault.
Definitely.
Were you saying that the abuser, the abusee, has some fault to play in the abuse?
I'm not saying that. I'm asking because she's an expert. So I just want to know if is there any ever fault on the person being abused. Like she said, sometimes there's a triangulation and they'll try to make you jealous of the other woman.
Another woman.
But if you're jealous of the other woman, I'm just asking.
I guess
Right.
That's what I'm
sitting
saying.
there
But
looking like,
that's wrong. That's abuse.
Right.
what you saying, Tariq?
And that's a tactic that narcissists use. Triangulation. They recycle all their exes. Yes, they do. So
What you mean by? Okay.
they recycle their
Go with your
exes.
They
question.
recycle their ex.
They recycle their ex. They keep them at bay. You know. Oh, you know what? You know, me and my we didn't work out, but you know we still real good
what's going on
friends.
back there?
I'm kind of
Okay,
learning something.
so
too.
you got
do
this
you
woman.
understand?
You got
Okay.
this woman that now you in a new relationship, but you still got this ex that think y'all just real good friends. But you know in your mind, you're
So side piece.
narcissists are emotionally unavailable. Let me say that until they run across somebody like me, but they're emotionally unavailable for the most part. So you got your new chick, and then you call up your ex and I need you to take me here or take me there. And you telling your new chick, well, yeah, she's just gonna take me, well, she still like me or whatever, but I ain't, so emotions are running. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So but
So I didn't get
You
into
had a
all
question,
this.
she's
Tyree?
trying to keep it cool and okay, and but at the same time, you got a problem with that. Say something.
Yeah. So I wanted to ask you, because since I'm a young person, so I
Okay.
gotta ask you the young people questions. So what do you have to say to a young person that's like, okay, he's seeing this happen in his household to his mom? What do you have to say to a young person who's going through that? Or what can they do?
What can they do? Pray. If the mom is not ready to leave or let go, and it's hard. It's hard. It is really, really hard. Like it's a soul rape. So somebody's raped your soul,
And it affects the whole family.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not only just the children that you're raising,
Yes.
but what about those? Because we've seen these instances where the abuser would kill the whole damn family.
Oh, Nicole, yeah, you got a point there.
Yes.
I had a
And-
father who was like, if you ever see one of your friends getting beat, because I'm the one that'll jump in, he'll be ready. He's like, you better not. Because you'll be dead, and this is what he said. You'll be dead, and that bitch will be testifying for him in court. When it
Correct.
go
Nicole.
Correct.
He said that.
Correct. And guess what?
He's
And
right
guess
about
what? It's not even because she didn't care about your life.
Mm-hmm.
She's so trauma bonded. That's
We got new
the,
terminology
that's
coming
the,
out.
Right.
That's the
Okay.
epitome of her happiness.
Let me
you
say
know what I'm
this.
saying? Running back to what broke you.
What is there any? I'm trying to put this as, because I am always, you know me, I'm always team woman. But damn it, isn't there a time where you just have to say, damn it, I gotta get out of this? I know what, and I'm not, and I ain't definitely trying to, because I'm out. If you call me at 2 a.m, I'm still gonna be there if we need to take somebody down.
My whole motto
But
now is
seriously,
No, brother.
what is? We've got to be.
my motto now is spot the narc and save your heart.
But Iyanla Van Zant said, when you see crazy coming, cross the street.
Cross
you
the
go.
street.
Yeah.
And I said that to this last situation I dealt with. I told a lady, I said, you know what? I may not ever stop loving him, but I would definitely cross the street if I ever saw him again.
Let me ask you, Kay, when you say you see the crazy coming, give me a couple of signs. Because especially we got a young brother here. And
First of all,
give me about 2 or 3 signs that we need to look for quickly. And we can spot this, like you said, man. Crazy people show you exactly
And can
who
the
they are.
woman, can that, because we always
women
talk about
can-
narcissistic men.
Women can be narcissists. Women can be abusers.
I didn't
So
know.
that's because I was
You
gonna-
have broken women just like you
Yeah.
have broken men.
Right.
I'm a broken woman, but I'm an empath. And there
and
was a
also
time,
I'm gonna assume, but I'm gonna ask you, did you get some type of counseling?
no,
Okay.
I didn't.
Okay.
And I'm the strong friend.
Right.
I can pretty much work through my stuff.
But how do you know if it was? I come back to my question. How do you know if that was what you're working through is right? It could be like, okay, I'm working through it, but I'm working through it. There's a right way and a wrong way that you could be much better or farther along than you are if you would have got some professional help.
I'm a professional.
Okay.
Would you suggest to other people in this situation to get professional help?
It's just up to the person. I'm not, I heard somebody tell somebody one time, she was telling her story and she teared up and she was like, you're not healed because when you're healed, you should be able to tell your story and not cry. And when it's your story, it's your story.
Right.
And let me tell you, in writing this book I've been writing, it's hard going back to those places.
Mm-hmm.
So we know you've got a book. I'm glad you mentioned that. Your book is The Purpose Woman presents Bounce Back on Purpose.
Yes, that's a collaboration I did with 24 other women, and my chapter is chapter 24. I just hope I'm not too late. And that's me coming back from a 2-year hiatus. 2016 was a very hard year for me. I lost my uncle, which was the only father figure I had growing up, in June. And in December of the same year, I lost my best friend. In February and in November of the same year, I lost 2 other friends. So a total of 4 people in 1 year.
That's a lot.
And my best friend, December, was it did it for me. And,
right.
And I kind of, I didn't speak at all in 2017. I couldn't figure out how to empower somebody else when I was so angry and hurt and couldn't even empower myself. So in that time, that's when I met the narcissist that taught me what a narcissist was.
Again, I ask you, give me a couple of signs to let me know or let the listeners know that, hey, man, you have just encountered a narcissist. Or you're getting ready to encounter.
Guys, the guys, they when they come up to the, first of all, if you're a woman and you're on any type of social dating website, delete your account. You are deemed desperate. Point blank, period. They prey on these sites. My last abuser, he was on every dating website you can imagine. If you make up one right now in your head, he's already signed up for it. Get out of there, because the first thing they do, they hop in your inbox, and they I have guys come at me all the time on Facebook and stuff like that. If you're in my inbox, I'm really not taking you serious. I know what time it is. I can pretty much look on Facebook, look at you and look in your eyes. I told a guy yesterday, I was like, your brother been in some trouble? Just to look in his eyes let me knew that he had some issues. And those issues are basically projected onto their spouse, their better half, their significant other. But normally they come in like a knight in shining armor. They're only wrapped in aluminum foil. They're not your knight in shining armor. They make all these false promises that they know they can't keep. Oh, you're my wife, and rushing you into a relationship. You don't jump.
They know the words to say.
Exactly.
They know the words.
They use a tactic called mirroring. So if you're online, of course they're mirroring everything. They done found you on Facebook and looked up everything. They know everything about you, and they come in like, oh, we like the same stuff. Oh, and you just like, oh my God, he's just no.
Yeah, you can't fall for those.
No, because he's a wolf in sheep clothing.
So okay, if you're on social media, get rid of that. They mirrored you. What else we can look for? Looking for that.
Now, would this be a person on social media who? Are there certain women that? Because definitely they attract to.
Oh, they.
Do you
go
think
for,
like attracts like? That's what I want to ask you.
No, they go for a more high profile woman. The higher they are up on the totem pole, the harder it is for them to fall. The harder to fall for them. Because I've been through it all. Smear campaigns. I've been dragged all on social media, but...
Shout out to being dragged on social media.
What you talking about, girl?
Shit.
You post out on my name. You just ass season.
Tariq's looking at Tariq.
You just ass season.
Tariq's face. He's looking at Mitch like, Mitchell.
You know what, man? I'm learning just like, because I'm like...
I've been dragged on social media.
What you said, you kind of said something like, the higher you are, the guys go for. I was always taught, man, this seemed like the more desperate you are, the guys the easier you are.
But I get what she's saying.
No. See, here's the thing. See, you talking about the game. We ain't talking about the game.
Okay. So I'm sorry, Tariq. I don't know the game. I'm trying. Okay, go on.
You know the game. The game. You know the game.
Okay.
And see, that's what my homeboys was like. Keyuna, you know the game. This ain't the game. This dude ain't playing the game. I done caught myself trying to teach him the game.
Right.
I know the game.
So they would go for the person in a more prominent position because then they won't talk because they have more to lose.
Exactly.
And it's Well, Atlanta probably got a whole bunch of damn narcissists going around because everybody got a whole shield of protection.
And see, and let me tell you, you have your Casanova, you have your malignant narcissist, but most narcissists are in high positions.
Right.
The guys, they're in high positions.
Yeah.
I'm talking about pastors, doctors, lawyers, them. And then you have, but the worst one to encounter is the broke one. He ain't got nothing to lose.
Hold that.
Yeah, hold that
We're gonna
right
come
there.
back. We're going to go to a break. The chat room.
Trump is
Who's in the
live.
chat room? Jackie Welch says, narcissist traits, sense of entitlement, lack of empathy, self-centered, demeaning, needs constant praise, lives in a fantasy world,
There it is.
etc. Everything is a transaction with a narcissist. No love, lies, and betrayal, manipulate. Jackie Welch, if you don't shut the hell up in that chat room.
Jackie Welch,
Jackie,
you own
Jackie,
it.
you own it.
Jackie.
You
Thank
better
you,
tell
Jackie.
it. Hey, chat room, share the live. We're going to come back more with Keyuna, more with Tariq, more with conservative Republican Mitchell. I'm Nicole English. It's Suckafree for Rashad Richey. Share the live.
Hey, it's your girl, Lipstick.
And it's your boy Cognac.
And we are Lipstick and Cognac, your dynamic relationship duo, where we talk all things relationship every Tuesday
From 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
on rollingout.com and Rolling Out Live via Facebook. Y'all, what we talking about, Cognac?
We talk about it all. We talk about the cheating, the people that do right, don't do right, the people that make one slap your head on your mama, your daddy, your sister, your uncle.
I don't know
Pass
about
down knowledge.
slapping my mama, but we gonna talk about it all, y'all. Make sure you check us out every Tuesday. It's gonna be lit.
It's going to
See
be a
you
fun
there.
time. Ow.
What's going on, guys? My name is Jessica Lane. I am going to be your host for HBCU IQ.
Okay,
We
we're
got
ready.
this.
So the first question is
I already know the answer, so go ahead.
A, B, or C?
Morehouse.
Ding, 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 ding. Last question. It's Jessica Lane. I want to welcome you back to the final episode of What's Your HBCU IQ?
I know this answer.
Was this like, I don't need you to answer? Is
Yep,
that okay?
that's it. Really? You gonna try me like that for real? I beat you again.
Definitely beat you.
I won.
No, dinner on him.
Welcome back. Welcome back. It's Suckafree with Rashad Richey. We're sitting in with Keyuna Faye Webster. She is a domestic violence abuse specialist.
How y'all
I'm
doing?
just
How
give
y'all
your
doing?
ass titles
Keyuna
today.
Faye Webster, empowerment for the powerless.
Yes, empowerment for the powerless.
I am a domestic violence advocate and a
Yes.
2-time survivor.
Yes.
But you said something, Nicole, about the numbers, because
158 million people are affected by narcissistic abuse. When it comes to basically domestic violence with partner relationship, 1 in 4 women have been affected.
Wow. Before the age of
If I'm sitting at a table with 3 other women,
one of the 4.
one of the 4, and it's become such an epidemic. I was sitting at the table with 4 women, and there was 3 of us out of 4 that
Wow.
experienced domestic violence. And it's just
And see, I was saying sometimes the family members don't even know what's going on.
well. In my last situation, family members basically told me to get the hell out of there.
They knew.
They knew. I mean, they had seen a array of women, a million women. See, the thing about it, a man that's going hard like that, just woman after woman after woman after woman, something they're trying to fill a void. Something is wrong. It's a disconnect. And I was saying, and I was like, he got some kind of personality disorder or something. Like,
Now, you were in the relationship and saying this, or you were out?
I was in the relationship and saying this.
I'm having a hard time to connect. Because you say you seeing all these signs,
but
your
I still don't know what a narcissist is. I don't.
Okay.
It's reminding me of my marriage, and
No, this is a relationship out of your marriage.
Yes,
This is your.
I'm trying to figure it out. So,
Okay.
and Virgos are very analytical. We have to. I mean, we will Google anything.
Okay.
We have to know, and so I was just trying to figure it out because I love the person,
Okay.
and you don't just throw something away that you love.
Okay.
I don't. I was raised on unconditional love, so that's the only kind of love I know how to give.
Okay. You're better than me on that one. Yeah.
Well, so I mean, I got a
Hey, let
son
me ask
that's acting a fool. I can't just throw him away. He's
Let
my
me ask
child.
you, what I know, like even police officers hate to come out on domestic calls. What can the family members do when they see like if you had a daughter and you're seeing your child being abused as a dad or a brother? Because none of us want to spend the rest of our lives in jail. But what can we do as those individuals if we see that type of behavior?
Stay there, be supportive, because one day they will want to come out. It gets to a point, but it's definitely up to them. A woman leaves the average of 7 times before she actually leaves for good. I left 9 times. I mean, I found tape recorders in my car. My ex-husband put tape recorders in my car.
I was trying to record you, catching you doing something.
Yeah. Like, it was just, it blew my mind. That messed me up. I was like, and I was pregnant with my child at the time, and I was
Do you think it gets worse when a woman is pregnant?
He didn't hit me the whole time I was pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
Now, let me ask you a question. I have a hard time with people hitting other people. Were you into those relationships? How we fight back, we fight, and all of a sudden we make up? Because some people are into that.
No, I definitely wasn't into that. I mean, I literally was laying there begging, just thinking like, no, wanting to kill him because I'm not a pushover.
Right.
And I wasn't afraid of him.
Now, did you ever call the police on the first?
No, I'm not that chick either. See, I was a big girl. I didn't call my friends. I didn't call my brothers. I could hold my own. I knew it was no point in calling them when I wasn't ready to go.
Yeah. Could you really hold your own?
You wasn't holding your own.
You were not holding your own.
I was.
I wanted to say.
See, let me say. I have to explain.
What, you taking the punches?
Let me put it like this.
Right.
No, let me put it like this. My family couldn't even believe that I was in a domestic violent relationship, a physically abusive relationship.
Because you're a strong sister.
My cousin was like, I've never
Is
seen
that
you back in the
us,
corner.
Though, Keyuna? Is that killing us at the end of the day?
No, because you have some women that are really scared. I wasn't afraid of him.
But the whole, I'm this strong woman, I'm all that too. But I will call my dad in.
Yeah, but see,
me.
I'm calling some cousins.
But what I'm saying
We gonna
is,
get you.
why call them when you know that you're not ready to leave?
Yeah, that's what she said.
That's
get
why
that
I
too.
get that.
That's why
I
I
did
did
that.
You don't bring people into your stuff.
Because remember I said,
And
Nicole,
you just like your daddy
see, that
told
sounds-
you be done got killed,
That's
and she
true.
back with him.
That's true, but still, that you
'Cause I
don't
was
bring
in-
people
I was in
into
my
your
stuff.
What happens in this house stays in your house. That feels archaic.
But then I
to
was in a
me.
marriage too. You know what I'm saying?
But
So
but that's still it's a marriage. That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
I
Like
was
we're
in
putting
a
all of
marriage,
this on
too.
like it's a marriage, but you still getting your ass kicked.
Yeah.
So I'm concerned that women hear that conversation of I wasn't bringing them into this. What happens in this house stays in
No,
this
that's
house.
not what I'm
It feels
saying.
archaic. Okay.
that's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying that at all. What
Okay.
happened, but at the same time, I know for me,
right.
every woman's situation is different. And
Totally.
Every
Yeah.
woman stays for her own reason.
Right.
There's not two women that stay for the same reason. Like
Right.
everybody have their
Okay.
own reason. It wasn't financial for me. I could have left and moved out and got my own place.
no, because I have
Let
to
me
go-
read this right quick.
Yes, ma'am.
It says, according to a global study on homicide, of all women globally who were victims of homicide in 2012, an estimated half were killed by intimate partners or family members.
Yeah,
I don't know what to say.
domestic violence is
And I'm sure the number has only gone up in 2019.
and now they're killing the whole family.
Right.
Like, and you talking to somebody who was standing in her bedroom with a 9mm to her head.
I don't even know what to say.
You know what?
So,
Nicole,
but even at that time, and in my book, I
but
say
you
that
wasn't. You say you were scared or you wasn't scared.
I was not afraid of him. See, here's the thing: fighting wasn't a problem for me. I fought growing up. That wasn't a problem. I had changed though, and you don't know that you've changed until you can honestly walk away from something you wouldn't normally walk away from. So that's why my cousin said to me, "I can't believe, this happened to you. I've never seen you backed in a corner that you couldn't come out of. I traded my self-worth to have someone to say they love me."
Oh, okay.
So the fighting, I could have went toe to toe with him. One time I did because we got to fighting in front of my daughter and his daughter. So I'm sitting there like I'm thinking like,
And that didn't click. That even your daughter seeing
at
it.
that point, I know that it's going down right now.
Mm-hmm.
So I got to show them if it happened what to do. So I'm still in mommy. I'm in mommy mode.
Now, how old is your daughter now?
My daughter's 23.
So, how have you talked to your 23-year-old? Like, honey, you don't want this. What kind of conversations have you guys had over the years?
Well,
Because you say she saw this, she's seen this growing up.
that was one time. That was one fight that we got into in front of my daughter and one of his daughters. And I did fight back that time.
But no. My question was, what kind of conversations have you and your 23-year-old? Because she's been an adult now for about 4 or 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of conversations have you had to make sure that she kind of is not going down this same path?
Well, she's not. My daughter is so mean and
No.
But we've had the conversation.
You've had
yeah,
conversations.
we've had conversations. And she knows it's not tolerated. And even her, her little boyfriend, I told him, if you ever put your hand on my child, it'll never be her father you have to worry about.
See, that's why I was saying, Nicole, what if she's not ready to let go? Because that's what you've been trying to. I mean, that's where you say you were not ready to let go, or sometimes you never know that this is happening. Because man, it's. Oh man.
Let's go to the
chat room.
Yeah,
to somebody's room.
Let's
go to the chat
something.
room. Shanti says a lot of women stay because they are embarrassed and ashamed of what other people think.
Yeah, I remember when I first.
That's
left,
what I was saying. Atlanta
when I first
probably
left my
got- 'cause
ex-husband.
folks don't want to.
I went to dinner with my friends to finally tell them, everything that had been going on. And I got all of this. Oh, you good? Because I wouldn't have did this, and I wouldn't have did that, and I would have did this, and I would have did that, and so it hurt me.
Yeah.
And so that night, I was ready to go and burn the man's house down.
I got Odessa Fitz. Odessa says she sounds to be confused. She sounds like she wants to go back.
Who?
I guess that's what one people.
Odessa, let us know who you're talking about.
Yeah, she
I
sounds
don't know.
like confused, or she's
Go back to who?
that relationship or those relationships.
My ex-husband.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Maybe you can clarify
Yeah,
for us.
maybe, this person can clarify.
Jackie Welch says we ignore the red flags in our intuition. We are fooled by the lies and manipulation.
Correct.
Shanti Holmes says, Mitchell, a lot of times you see it, but when you truly love that person, you think they will change over time.
You try to get back to
I agree with you.
And I'm going to tell you, I'm surprised. No, because I know how I am. Like, people know me. I raise a lot of hell, whatever. But I'm that ride or die. Right. I'm surprised I haven't been through this because I'm the person, seriously, because I'm the person who'd be like, no, I'll be giving, especially if we become friends or whatever, or I think, we're cool.
Are you talking about your
and
friends?
You mess up? Or period. I just know how I am with people. I always have a hard time letting people go. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah.
Because you just want them to come through, and a lot of times they don't.
You want. I mean, it's just like.
And I feel like when it doesn't, with friends or whatever, I always feel like, damn, what I do. I feel like I felt
you really
the relationship, whether it be friends, family, whatever.
You're empathetic. That's the thing.
Yeah.
When you're empathetic,
what if you're just like Nicole said before, when you're just like letting the relationship go? Mm-hmm. Hey, I'm just going to go over to my side. And you go over to your side. It's no mind games we're playing. I really just don't want to be with you, and you don't want to be with me. There's no narcissistic behavior. It's just like, hey, man, how do we get out of this relationship without – there's no violence. There's no arguing. There's no cursing. I just really don't like you that much anymore. And I can tell you really don't like me that much anymore.
Well, that's just a normal.
I think she's talking about it. But, yeah, that's just
she was
a normal
saying,
relationship.
we don't want no mind games
she's
played.
Talking about when it comes to this domestic abuse and the narcissistic behavior, because the narcissistic behavior wouldn't have that conversation. The narcissistic behavior is going to come with something else.
You don't even get closure.
Right.
Yeah, you don't get no closure from that.
Right.
Yeah, they don't give you closure. They hoover.
Right.
Yeah, they hoover. Yeah. My ex texted me about 3 weeks ago and asked me to take him to work the next day. Like really?
You just tried to kill me last week. I mean,
Nigga, what? I'm typing.
So, they hoover. And
can we say nigga on the
podcast?
my
last conversation to you
Trey,
was
we good with
pretend that I'm dead.
Trey, just go eat my food.
It's his birthday. Happy birthday, Trey.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, so it's crazy. Like I said, it's mind fuckery.
Right.
That was some mediocre bullshit that he texted me. But at the same time, you getting ready to triangulate this other woman. Because me pulling up over there.
Yeah.
She and I are not the same. Let's be clear.
Confusion and...
So
and they seem addicted to drama.
Yes.
Yes.
I am so anti-drama.
And they can say like they aren't, but really they are.
And at the end of the day, they push you into some bullshit and then call you crazy.
Yeah. I do think sometimes narcissists
But, I don't care. Yeah. Call me crazy. What's the girl that got the song Call Me? You can call me whatever you want.
So
just leave me alone.
So we've had Keyuna Faye Webster on here with us to talk about narcissistic behavior and domestic violence abuse.
This could have been an hour and a half.
But let's find out who Odessa.
Domestic Violence Awareness Month. Where can they find you online, Kay?
It is Keyuna Faye Webster.
So we're going to spell that for you. KEYUNA FAYE WEBSTER, KeyunaFayeWebster.com.
Org.
Because you have an organization, yes. And she also has she's a part of a book.
Yes.
This your only book?
No, I have another one. It's a 365-day devotional. I have two days in there.
Can they find out? Where can they find those? Amazon?
Amazon.
Yes. So this book we have here today is The Purpose Woman Presents Bounce Back on Purpose. And it's a collaboration of women's stories.
Yes, a collaboration of women's stories. And I talk about in there my first
And reach out to her if you need to have a conversation. Are you open to that?
I'm very open to that.
Someone to talk to, someone who's been through it, someone who can relate to what you have been through or are going through.
Are there any groups, Nicole? Like you said, reach out to her. Are there any groups that you know about?
I guess you can lead them to that if they...
Yes, definitely.
Helping everything.
Definitely.
And I'm going to suggest, even though you didn't do it, I'm going to suggest counseling for folks.
You're right.
Because I think a lot of folks
I'm not against it for someone else.
Right. Oh, no, I didn't say you. I'm just saying for those, because we had that part of the conversation. I think you should definitely also reach out to a good counselor too. But I think Keyuna, it's always good to talk to somebody who's been through the situation, who can relate, so they can know maybe the steps you took to get out of it, to free yourself, and they can do the same thing.
Right. Good job.
Yeah. With this last situation, I just was like,
how long did you guys date?
2 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it was just like, but like I said, this situation found me in the middle of that pain I was dealing with.
Back.
Yeah. So. Yeah.
So, here at Suckafree, at the end of our show, we do our Suck of the Week and our Suckafree Moment of the Week. Kay, feel free to join us. So our Suck of the Week can be either a person, place, situation, something that happened that we need to call out, that we want to call out personally. And then our Suckafree Moment is something good that happened, person, place, situation, whatever that we feel we want to talk about. Mitchell, you want to go first?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Hey, I've been waiting for this one. Nicole, I am so vehemently opposed to road rage. My sucker of the week is anyone who's out there getting in road rage. I'm at the corner of ML King and Hamilton Holmes Drive today, and I see two beautiful, beautiful sisters getting ready to get out of their car and get to fighting on Hamilton Holmes and ML King. Man, people, it's not worth it. Brothers are out there. These are women. People will shoot you today. That's true. And if a guy will shoot a woman, he will shoot another brother. And ladies, I don't know if you get to this podcast, you are too beautiful, especially the women today. You were too beautiful to get out here today and make a fool of yourself fighting over road rage. It's not worth it. Keep it moving.
Okay, you got one Suck of the Week?
I don't have a Sucker of the Week.
You don't?
Okay.
We'll come back to you
right now.
Sucker-free moment. So my Suck of the Week, we had a situation that happened in Dallas. A policeman went into a home and shot a lady without even identifying himself. He was supposedly doing a wellness check. That didn't happen because she's dead. Seriously. But it's not even that I'm calling out the policeman, who definitely should be called out, or I'm calling out the neighbor who needs to check his nosy ass self too. What I am going to do is I'm going to check the people. My suckers of the week are those who keep mentioning the story and always have to come on the back end and talk about how she was educated, how she had a degree, how she went to Xavier. I wouldn't give a damn if she was a crack addict. I wouldn't give a damn if she sold pussy on the side at night on MLK to whoever came by. The point was, at that moment in time, she was minding her own damn business in a place where she resided. I think she was there at her brother's home, helping with her nephew or whatever. The point is, she had a right to be there, whether it was her home or a family's friend's home. They were playing video games. And for her to be shot on sight pretty much, because as soon as the officer said something, he immediately shot after that, not even giving anybody a chance to do anything. That makes it wrong, period. Correct. So I really get tired of when black people get killed by the police. We come with this whole narrative of how great they were, how they were doing this, how they did. Like I said, if she had sold crack to my own mama, I wouldn't give a damn. The point is, she was a human in that moment. Not that you would sell ever crack to my damn mama, but at that moment, she was human, okay? And she does not deserve to be dead today based on those circumstances. We need to stop this as black people trying to humanize ourselves because of our accomplishments, because they're so great. Oh, but you killed one of the good ones. What the hell does that mean exactly? What does that mean? So for those of you who keep posting the story and also having to come in the back end and tell about how great her degree was and how she had one, you're my suckers of the week.
There you go.
Yes, you are.
Beautiful. Oh, my God.
Go ahead, Mitchell.
Oh, shit, you dropped that. Let me say something. Sucker free. My sucker free.
Sucker now.
Well, you want to go and drop your sucker?
Yeah, my sucker of the week is the neighbor that called the damn police.
Are you mad at the neighbor too?
Yes, I'm mad at the neighbor.
Like,
because
it's so much to
at the
unpack
end
with the
of
neighbor.
Damn day, if the door bothers you that much being open, you should have knocked on the damn door to do a wellness check yourself, or just close the damn door, pull the door up. You don't call the police to another person's home. Like, now this girl is dead because you called the damn police at 2:00 in the morning
to push back
to do a wellness check. Like, that's not cool.
But this is your sucker of the week. I'm gonna leave.
Yeah, he is definitely the sucker of the week.
Though, but okay, let me tell you something. My sucker free moment, Nicole, is to BYU, Brigham Young University. BYU, you've been in the football game now for quite a while. In all the years BYU, Nicole and Faye has been, Faye? Keyuna. Let me go with Keyuna.
Yeah, that's what
you Keyuna. In all the years, I'll call you Faye. In all the years BYU has been in the football game business, Nicole, guess what? They have never started a black quarterback. Saturday was BYU's first time in the history of the university of starting an African-American black quarterback. So I guess BYU.
That's your sucker free?
That's my sucker free moment. It is shame that you have gone through all this time to see other programs and other schools that are winning with black quarterbacks, and you thought it now is the right time for you to start a black quarterback. Thank you, BYU, for losing and now coming to your senses. So officially now you are Suckafree with Mitchell Shelby.
You got a Suckafree moment?
You go first. Let me think.
Okay, so my Suckafree moment goes to my friend. I've mentioned him before because I got a phone call this week from my friend. I've mentioned Charles to you all before. My friend Charles had a massive stroke, and he actually talked to me on the phone the other day, and it was one of the best moments of my day ever. So I just want to give him a shout out. Just want to give his family a shout out. Want to give God a shout out for doing the thing out here, because I said God is making miracles happen. Let Charles know that I appreciate him and love him, and I was able to tell him that day, and I just was really happy to get that call. That's my Suckafree moment of the week.
Well, my Suckafree moment is going to go to whoever that was in the chat room.
Who said that
I'm gonna lay something on her that my grandmother always used to tell me.
Mm-hmm.
If you can't say anything good, don't say anything at all, and lean not on your own understanding. God bless you.
All right,
well, there you have
it. There
it.
you go, man.
Suckafree with Rashad Richey. We'll be back next week. Thank you so much to those in the chat room. Make sure you all share this. This was some good information about domestic violence that we need to talk about. I don't think the word narcissist has really been introduced that much.
No,
because I was on the
right.
I didn't understand
That's
it.
a whole.
It's a silent
and that's
abuse.
interesting. That's very interesting because we throw around that word. You
well,
know,
it wasn't thrown around my way because I've been dealing with them for 14 years, and I ain't know.
Right.
Yeah.
So definitely share the live. Suckafree for Rashad Richey. It's me, Nicole. Keyuna Faye Webster, who sat in with us today, and conservative Republican Mitchell. We had Tyreek Wynn on also.
Most definitely.
We'll see you next week. Suckafree for Rashad Richey.